Surprise, surprise, a game against Sydney FC, and we're talking to you yet again against your old team.
Yeah, I knew you guys would pull me up for this one, I'm not going to lie, but I'm very excited for another rematch against them. First round, obviously we came away with the 3 points, very important for us, but I think this one adds a lot more pressure for us as well to get higher on the table, but against a team who's also desperate for points as well.
Nothing to do with football, but this is a far cry from Townsville, isn't it?
Yeah, very different. It's actually quite cold, and I normally wear a singlet and shorts in Townsville, so it's going to be a very wet kind of ball pace, going to be moving very quick for this game for sure.
Tell me, since last Sunday afternoon against the Wanderers, is there a real belief in springing the step, and a couple of massive highlights with a few girls scoring their first goals?
Yeah, 100%. I think that was a great momentum building. A game against Wanderers, we went in there trying to work on our attacking pieces, get some more chances away, but also work on our defensive line as well. Obviously, we've had a few shifts in the team and whatnot, but we're all around each other working for that next step, and I think this game is another one where we can build and show our stuff.
I can't believe, I think possession-wise, you just absolutely dominated, and some of the chances you created, I just said to Em a second ago, it could have been 4 or 5 very easily.
Yeah, most definitely. I think this is something we've been working on and training a lot as well, and our final execution is just that last little piece to the puzzle. So I'm hoping against Sydney we can put a few more away and also just continue building. We still got half the season to go, and this is just another step for us.
You said about changes within the squad. What do you feel like has worked well?
I think just using our substitutes more. We have a great squad amongst us, and bringing more players in to step up and show their quality is really important. Obviously for me, playing as a centre back in that game was very new for myself personally, but I put the team first and did the job I needed to, and it also allowed the other girls to step up and just take a bit more control of the game and show a bit more of our quality.
I'm glad you mentioned about going to fullback. When did that come about, and tell us more? Have you played there you've always been a midfielder, right?
Yeah, defensive midfield has always been my position. Obviously it's really unfortunate to lose Ash. She was a great centre back for us, brought a lot of quality. Bree also going back to America with another injury as well. I just think Em needed someone to step up, and I was more than happy to do that. Being a defensive midfielder, I think you have some of those attributes that you can bring, and at the end of the day, this team means everything to me, and if I have to do that, I don't mind taking that on my chest and just going with it.
Is the key in that position just communication?
Yeah, I was really fortunate to have Jess alongside me, to be honest. A midfielder, you're very used to going forward and being a bit more in the attacking asset. So to be more disciplined in the back required a lot of communication, and we actually worked really well together. So I'm really glad I'm kind of partnered with Belle on the left-hand side of me, and Jess also in the centre-back role too.
Did you did you watch that game, or have you been through tapes since? And what were your thoughts about their 2-0 win?
I think it just shows that Sydney, showed a bit more of their class and what they can bring to the table. They are a championship winning side, even though they've had a slow start to the season. They're going to be desperate and more hungry for those points. So we need to match that or go beyond that, because for us, this is another chance to get momentum and keep building, but also keep a team like Sydney closer near the bottom of the table.
You probably watched the whole game, whereas I just really looked at some of the key moments. And if you're playing fullback again, that's kind of going to be one of the keys this weekend, isn't it? Because some of their through balls in behind the fullbacks.
Yeah,
wonders.
No, most definitely. Sydney have a lot of pace up front, and as a backline, whether to step or to drop is something you need to communicate and be kind of switched on for. And Sydney, they have some long-range shots they've scored recently in the last few of their games. So they do have some individual threats, and that's something we need to take in consideration and make sure we match that and also show our quality too.
Could you name some names?
Obviously, you have your top 3. You have Shay Connors, who brings a lot of pace for them. Very technical player. Princess Sabini, been there for years as well, so she brings that experience. But you have some young players like Kaylee, who adds that pace in behind, and that's something I think as a back four and for our entire team, we just need to be switched on for that.
Nat Tobin's been mentioned today with both yourself and also Em, but I thought Dos Santos, really creative,
Yeah, most definitely. She's a midfielder actually who plays out on the wing, so you can see a bit more of that dribbling ability, the vision as a midfielder to then like step inside and do balls over the top. Obviously, she did a through ball that won the championship last year, so she is a threat as well, and a young talent coming through.
Every game's massive, but you can feel this one is something special about this one, isn't there?
Yeah, I think especially individually for me, like Sydney being my old team, it's always friendly fire with that one. So I'm very excited to go again and, you know, have a nice battle between some of my best friends in that team. But at the end of the day, what's on the field stays on the field.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Who are your best friends?
Obviously, I'm really close with Macca, Lucy, so Lucy should be starting this game as well. So depending if I'm in the midfield or the back line, that's going to be a nice little tussle in there for sure.